Hi, welcome back to ScaredyCat Rides. This is going to be a slightly different one with no rides, because I am at Glastonbury Festival and I was speaking to some fellow enthusiasts not that long ago who were saying that they would love to see some of the bits of Glasto that you don't see on TV, so I thought, why not, while I'm here, do something a little bit different for the channel. So yeah, stay tuned, there'll be lots of footage and fun little bits from the week ahead. We can play Let's See How Sunburnt I Get, because sun is out and it is absolutely glorious. So yeah, coming up soon, more footage from the festival. Who knows? I don't know. Playing it all by ear. That is the Glasto way. But yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Okay, so it is coming up for 6-ish on day one, so Wednesday of Glasto. It's been an absolutely sweltering hot day today, oh my gosh, and it has kind of meant we've not wanted to do heaps, but a lot of like taking in the ambience, a little bit of shopping, all good stuff before things really get underway tomorrow. Well, really get underway Friday, but there's a lot more to do come Thursday, and the good news is that the temperature is going to drop, so hopefully we'll feel a bit more up to adventuring. You can see the flags behind me. I think means only one thing, but I am in West Holtz at the moment, where we'll shortly be having a cider with the rest of the group. And yeah, and then carrying on with our day. It's been a hot and sticky one. I'm glad that the temperature's cooling down, and I hope I'll have even more to show you tomorrow when I feel like going for more of a walk. So yeah, catch you soon. I'm just walking back now to where I am camped. As you can see, I'm in the campervan fields, which is a blessing for somebody who needs a little bit more peace like I do. It's still quite early, but I'm really tired. And the thing I would always say about Glasto is that it is a long game thing. You can very easily go full pelt on a Wednesday and then be like, I'm a bit done now. Well, you can if you like me anyway. So yeah. But it's been a really lovely day. It's been a really hot day. I have quite red shoulders. I was wearing my Factor 50. I was topping up hourly, or every couple of hours, but still got caught, unfortunately. So yeah, always be careful, always hydrate, etc. Yeah, but no, it's been a good one. I look forward to seeing what tomorrow and the rest of the festival brings.
This constant asking all the time,
Good morning. It is Thursday morning here at Glastonbury Festival. I'm trying to be quiet because I am walking through the camper fields and God, I love a festival morning. It's when you realise that there is no such thing as a morning person. Like, everyone just looks kind of how you feel, and it's yeah, it's great. The weather has finally turned, which is a blessing, just as long as the rain does stick to the hour that it promised yesterday, because we don't want it to be an absolute mudfest. That would be a very radical change, but probably a welcome relief, to be fair, because yesterday was too much. Way too hot. Yes, I slept reasonably well, to be fair, considering the air mattress wasn't holding out, but then I was incredibly tired. Yeah, Thursdays is when things start to pick up a little bit more, so I've got a couple of things I want to see today, so that'll be really exciting. Get to some areas I didn't get to yesterday, because I did have a walk around yesterday, but just to walk around because, you know, tired and hot and all that. But yeah, let's see what Thursday brings as it amps up a little bit here at Glasto. And then the real action starts sort of Friday through to Sunday. But honestly, I love the Wednesdays and Thursdays because you always end up finding the little things, and that's so exciting. When yesterday, just chilling out at Carhenge, which is just incredible, footage incoming, hopefully. Or no, it should be after the footage. Yeah. Let's see. Let's hope the rain is temporary, but brings a needed relief, especially from the dust. It was very, very dusty yesterday. My God, my legs were filthy just from dust clinging to sunburn, which is a look. So shout out to Bits and Bits actually, because I did get rid of it, which is muchly appreciated. I am speaking so softly. I'm wondering how much this is going to pick up on camera, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys later when there's a bit more going on, and yeah, see you soon. Suddenly realised I haven't said hello all day, and it's coming up for 6 o'clock. I've spent most of my day at the park. I went to Scissors, which is the new for this year queer sort of fan space. It was really amazing. I had a really lovely time. So wholesome. Caught up with some friends, and then realised that Michael Avis was due to perform. as in Michael Avis, as in the founder of Glastonbury Festival. So that was really incredible, such a special thing to have watched, so absolutely thrilled by that. This morning I walked through the healing fields, got some footage, and God, it's such a zen place. Like, I'm not a homeopathy or whatever kind of person, but you just chill out there, it's just so lovely. And right now I'm just having a little walk around the stone circle, and I'm about to get some food very soon. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to come up on camera, but just behind me is the stone circle, which is one of my favourite places to be in Glasto, because it just sort of overlooks the area, but it's very, very, very chill. So yeah, that's my day so far. Hopefully check in this evening. We shall see. It's Glasto. So I just wanted to talk quickly about some of the food options at Glasto, as I'm sure that's something that is of interest. I didn't take any videos, so I'm afraid you just have to put up with the pictures. But I would say generally on the whole, food at Glasto is one of the things that I actually really look forward to. There's so much variety and just different things that are usually quite good quality to choose from. In terms of pricing, most meals come in at about £13, give or take. There are cheaper options with places offering a £6 option, but you do have to be a bit savvy about which of the £6 options are actually good value. You can also get free food, believe it or not, by paying the Hare Krishnas a visit even. So there's lots of ways of getting food at Glasto for a variety of different budgets, and lots of tasty things to eat too. Good morning, it is another beautiful morning here in Glastonbury. Well, grey skies, but you know, it's Glastonbury, so therefore beautiful. I was going to do an update last night. I did forget when my phone was dying, so priorities. Yeah, it was a good one. Went and got some lovely food. And then I saw Mr. B the Gentleman Rhymer, who was probably one of my Rossi acts. He's so funny and fun, and yeah. And before that I had a couple of drinks with friends and taken some of the sights and came home. Yeah, and today is the first day of like the main bit of the festival, so that's really exciting. I would always say, actually, if you're a first timer, make sure you get down to one of the main stages for the first act, because that first time you see the field with the flags, it's just so magical, like it takes your breath away. I'm probably doing like different things, we shall see. I'll update as we go along. Well, probably not as we go along, intermittently, and I might forget because there's a lot to distract you here. But yeah, it's been a good one. The weather's been, to be honest, probably ideal given how bad it could have been. I'm just looking at the grey clouds today and praying that it doesn't get all rainy and miserable, but if it does, well, I'm here. Happy days. Right, catch you soon.
I'm a former international aid worker. I've spent more than 15 years working for MSF, Oxfam, Save the Children. I've worked extensively across the world, including the Middle East, including Gaza, including the occupied West Bank. I've been to those refugee camps that have been obliterated by £2,000 bombs dropped on the heads of people who have nowhere to escape. And I have seen these places with my own eyes. Even if I hadn't, I find it incomprehensible that the future Prime Minister of this country saw fit to go on national radio and to disregard international law in the way that he did.
That gave me hope in that moment, but it also made me think about an artist I love called Shay Gozette, who's a trans artist in the United States, talks about how hope is like a continual practice that you have to do daily and find it daily, like in that moment, like in the moment to these, to looking out to people. And I think for me as a trans person, that's like a continual thing I'm having to exercise every day.
Thursday afternoon now. I spent most of my morning or morning-ish in the politics tent, which I know like a lot of people probably be like, why do you come to like the greatest party on earth and go and do politics? But I bloody love it, so it makes me happy, why not? Just had my mooch around Southeast Corner, and behind me is probably one of my favourite design stages. I mean, like, come on, that is so freaking cool. It's quiet in Southeast Corner at the moment because it's the middle of the day, which is in stark contrast to the night where it is absolutely jumping and heaving even, and queues to get in, and that goes on until 6 AM I think. I hear a lot of it from the camper vans, which I don't know if pick up on camera, but they are just over there. So yeah, no, it's been a good time. I'm heading round very shortly to go and see Sugar Babes. Excited for that, can't wait. And then going to try and catch a bit of Anne-Marie, and then finishing up with the headline on the Pyramid Station tonight, Dua Lipa. So yeah, it's all go now, and I'm just enjoying a little bit of peace before go for a bit of a party. Woo.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings.
Good morning. Is it a good morning? I mean, I look terrible. I felt absolutely terrible. Not hungover or anything like that. Just slept. Had the most horrendous sleep. So yeah, just keeping it real for a moment. Absolutely freezing. Absolutely desperate for the loo. Toss and turn. Woke up at like 4. Made the trek. Put my finger in poo. Just what you want, especially when there's no like hand gel and stuff. So yeah, eventually got back off, like wrapped up in like a million layers, and then just woke up in the most boiling temp ever. And yeah, it's a lot this morning. I feel like I've even just like turned the camera on just to like make myself okay with my own existence. It's that level of rough. Oh my god. Yeah. I feel like yesterday ended up being like a real mix of like good and bad. Like, I mean, the goods are like way better than the bad, don't get me wrong. Obviously it's last day, and the bads were, I don't know if they sold like, excuse me, more tickets this year, but it's like some of the areas are just very, 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 very crowded. Like, I saw Sugar Babes, who expected to be awful, by the way, and were really, really good. And like, they just packed out that entire field, and then like getting out was like so crowded that at times that you just couldn't move. Like, not even like on the field, but like on the paths like alongside the field. So like actually getting out of the field itself was not too awful. So I was proper squinting in the sun. How do I put this there? That should do. So yeah, just been little things like that. But onto the positives, like I was in the queue to get out, cute to get out. Because yeah, I'm in camper vans. So you there's like a system, you get like a pass out and things like that. And yeah, and my shoelaces are coming done, and somebody was like, "Oh, your shoelace," and then like the queue started moving, so it's like, "Oh, I'm going next time we stop, I'm sure we will stop." And we did, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this like big thing on my back, and like how do I do this about like being a massive pain in the ass?" And like she must have seen me like thinking it through, and was like, "Oh, do you want me to tie your shoelace for you?" It was so sweet. Like, I love those moments of like just solidarity and bonding that you get at Glasto. Like, I feel like you don't get that anywhere else. I mean, I've only done one of a festival and worked on a festival, so maybe that's why. But it feels so special when you're here. Like, it really does. But yeah, on to the other highlights, the other good bits of yesterday. I said Sugar Babes, immense. Anne Marie, oh, so good. Like, I know I like a couple of her songs, but I legit forgot just how many like actual bangers she has. Like, such a good set. And then Dua Lipa, oh, so good. Oh my god, that had to be one of my favourite festival sets. It was just absolutely happening, and like, my god, like, she is so hot. Like, she's there like turning like my straight friends gay, my gay friends straight, like, because everyone is like, yep, that is it. So yeah, that was yesterday. Can't even like begin to imagine what today is going to be like, because I need a good few hours to just turn myself into something resembling an alive person. Recording this and talking and before I have to interact with people has really helped. So thanks guys, thanks a million. Yeah, keep it real on the highs and lows there. But the highs were, like I say, really, really incredible. So yeah, I'll check in later today when I have a sense of what the day's going to look like. to you guys in a little while. It's now Sunday evening. My festival time has come to an end. A couple of reasons why I haven't updated you. I'm so sorry if I'm out of breath. I've just climbed up the hill of death. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think the camera does justice to how knackering that is at the end of a long day, never mind the end of a long festival. Yeah, I had some slightly negative experiences on Saturday. Is the long and short of it. Just some accessibility things. I got stuck in a crowd I couldn't get out of, had a panic attack, had to prioritise really just working on self-care rather than creating content, which is important for everyone to do, of course. And today I just needed a slower pace one, so I've mostly camped out at one stage, to be honest. Had a late start and all that, and it's just, yeah, it's been what I needed. It's been good. I've come up here so I can take in the view. It actually makes it quite emotional. Like it's like an entire city, and I swear to God it's the best city on earth. Like, no matter what negative emotions have come up for me this trip, like, oh God, I'm going. Like, it really truly is the best city on earth. I was feeling really guilty earlier, like, oh, why haven't I enjoyed it enough? Like, you love it, you're here. Have you done Glasto wrong? And then I was walking back up towards the pedestrian gate that we go out of, and the other night I discovered a place called Rimsky's Yard, and it's just so cool in there. It's all like very folksy and God, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like if you like read a story about circus travelling folk, like what you imagine that to be like, in like a really blown up way, and it's just something about it just called to me, and I went in and sat there for I don't know how long actually, just listening to some songs and stuff, and just instantly relaxed. And that is the thing with Glasto, like whatever else is going on, whatever's on the big stages, whatever's on the small stages, whether there's problems, if there's not problems, whatever, like you'll always find some small little thing you didn't expect to find that will call to you. Like whatever you're into in Glasto, there is somewhere that will call to you, and it's just, I feel so truly from the bottom of how privileged to have been here. No matter how up and down it's been. God, this is going to be a very rambling end. Because yeah, I'm tired, I'm emotional, it's been a hell of a few days. Slightly dreading getting back. Can't wait to be in my own bed, can't wait to shower, can't wait to use a normal toilet. Can't wait to pet the cat, that's normally top priority, but Glasto warps things. Yes, I'm going to leave it there for on site. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying that. It's not even on site really, I'm looking over the site now. God, you can see, God, it's just so huge. Yeah, I might, depending on how the video is looking, tap on and ask me anything onto the end of this, or it might become its own separate video, but we shall see what happens with that. If this is the last one, oh my goodness, thank you so much for coming along with me. I really hope this video isn't as haphazard as I suspect it's going to be, but we shall see, we shall see. Yeah, and if it's not the last one, then I'll see you in just a couple of seconds. But until then, normally I say go out there and do the brave thing. And do you know what? That still applies here, because it takes a lot of bravery, depending on who you are, potentially, to come to something like this. And I think even if you're the most typical person in the world, like there's so much that goes on, that it's understandably draining and tiring for anyone. So more than ever, do the brave things. I believe in you, and I'll either see you in the next video for a Glasto Ask Me Anything, or see you in a second. See you soon. Hi and welcome to the Ask Me Anything section of this video. Gosh, it's been seconds for you since I was last stood on the fields at Worthy Farm. For me, I've had my journey home, I've had a bit of a relax today, spent a lot of time editing this vlog, so I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you skipped ahead to the Ask Me Anything, that's totally fine as well. You are very, very welcome here. Okay, so let's crack on. Thank you also to those who sent in questions, giving me some really good things to think about, so I really appreciate that. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so first question there is from Coaster Bricks 97. Who asks, what was your favourite musician? Now, I have to say, when I read this question, I was really big fan of the phrasing of the question because as I've gone on and on about, there is so much more to Glasto than just the music and the musicians he play. Although, of course, it is a really big part of it. There's lots of other things going on, and this has let me narrow focus a little bit, so I appreciate that very much. There are so many different ways I could answer this question because there are sets which stand out for certain reasons. There are music that you just love. I think I'm going to answer with Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhymer. The reason for that is that this is somebody who I listen to probably at least once a week anyway. I really love his vibe, love his music, love the quirkiness of it. And that set he did at Croissant Neuf, which is one of the areas and tents at Glasto, was just so much fun. There was a moment, he has a song about tea, where he's playing like a teacup solo, and he's just there like dingling on this teacup. And I don't think 24 hours of my life has gone by since when I haven't gone, oh my god, teacup solo, that was wicked. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhymer, but there were plenty of contenders for that slot, plenty of contenders. But for brevity, let's leave it there and move on to the next question. Okay, so next question is from Adventure Times UK Official. Thanks so much, guys, for supporting this video. Really appreciate it. And I have to give a double thanks because I would not have filmed a Glasto and made this video were it not for the Adventure Times UK live stream recently where we got talking about this. So big shout out to those guys. Big shout out to those streams. They're such a lovely way of chatting with fellow members of the community. So yeah, big up on that. Now, they have asked the $1 million question. Is it good value for money? Now, I could answer that really quickly and just say, yeah, yeah, it is. But in truth, you know, let's break it down a little bit. I think value is a really difficult question to answer because we all value different things. We all prioritize different things. You know, some people might see a luxury cruise and go, yeah, that's great value for money. I get really looked after. I get to go to these different places. And I go, I mean, it sounds nice, but I wouldn't spend that if I'm going to be stuck on a boat. That's not really my vibe, thank you. I mean, stuck on a boat for excursions, but still, it's not really something that I personally put value on. So in terms of whether it's good value for money, that's really going to depend on the things that you value. But let's break it down a little bit because I think we sort of have this idea of Glasto as being quite middle class, quite a lot of money, you know, that you'd spend. And what I would say is that you could do Glasto and you could spend a metric ton of money because, you know, you could go all out, you could go to the glamping, you could buy really expensive food, you could buy all your drinks on site. And that is, of course, going to cost you a lot of money on top of your ticket cost. But I think there are halfways of doing things. So I'm a really big advocate for have breakfast at your tent and then go and get one, maybe two things when you're on site food-wise. That's going to save you a bit of cash. Of course, if you're somebody who can camp, that's going to save you a bit of money. So yeah, it really depends. I was having a look at my costs actually because I did think, you know, I should talk about this as earnestly as I could. So I looked through my bank account and I think I spent about £170 on food and merchandise over the 5 days. I spent £355 on the tickets. I topped up my car with fuel to travel down there and back. That cost me, well, I didn't use all of it, so I'm going to say about £30. And then let's say I spent £100 topping up camping supplies. I don't think I did, but I didn't go all the way back from my history to look at that. So let's ballpark it, say 100. Obviously, if you don't have any camping supplies, you're probably going to spend quite a bit more than that. But yeah, let's go with that. So adding all of that up, that means I spent about £655 for my 5-day experience of Glastonbury Festival. I mean, okay, if I'd spent £655 on a hotel, and at the hotel I had an air mattress that was deflating, and, you know, no breakfast or breakfast I had to cook myself, I might be going, oh, that's not so great. But I think the thing is, at the end of the day, I spent £655 and I had access to this incredible city-like place with just so many different options of things to do and creative outlets and political discourse and, you know, the ability to sit in queer spaces, which means a lot to me as somebody who resides in a small town and doesn't have a lot of that. And so I'm able to connect with people with shared interests that I never would have met unless I was there. And on top of that, you know, it's that world-class music, it's that theatre, it's the spectacle. It's just the vibe there, you know, you really can't buy that. So for me, is it good value? Yeah. I spent £655. I saw amazing talent. I ate amazing food. I had real soul-nourishing experiences. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, for me, no question about it. It's good value. But of course, it comes back to what do you value? And for me, personally, I think that's great. But if it's not for you, that's cool. Not everything has to be for you. Yeah, I hope that answers the question. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, we have one last question from the Ask Me Anything. And I'm going to say this is a doozy of a question. So thank you to Dungabees, who asked me, what's the best message you've taken away from the festival? Golly gosh, what a question. So I really did have to think about this, because there is so much positivity and messages of hope and messages of unity and of, you know, really positive change and creativity that come out of Glasto that are all so important, that it's actually really quite hard to choose. But what I did come down to was actually there were two really powerful moments for me from the two different times I've been, so from 2019 and from 2024. So I'm going to answer with both of those, which I think is a cheat, but for me, those good vibe messages, those messages of love and hope, are what make Glasto. So I don't want to overlook something which is really important, basically. So I'm going to start with this year because this one is a bit heavy. But I put clips in the vlog earlier of a talk I went to about the conflict in Palestine. And the panel was incredible. It was very sensitively done. You know, it's obviously a very hard topic. And there was somebody, or a group, I think, who were in the crowd who really wanted to push this message that what Hamas did last year was okay and justified under the Geneva Convention, where you have, where occupied places or people have the right to resist that occupation. And they were sort of trying to get, like, you know, the panel to say, yes, it was okay, yes, it was valid. And what happened was, and I had to add this with captions, I can't remember the person's name, but there was somebody there who is a Palestinian man, and he was talking about the fact in this panel that all of his nieces and nephews, all of whom are under 13, are dead. His dad, his brother, dead. He arrived at Glastonbury and he'd lost someone else. He doesn't know at this point how many people that he has lost. And when he was speaking, it was incredibly moving and serious, and, you know, you don't come to a festival to be sad, but my God, the profound grief that you felt from that, it was really something. And actually, I think, yes, you know, you go to a festival to have fun, but if you have opportunities to enrich yourself, then for me personally, I think that's a really positive thing to do. But anyway, back to the point. So when he was speaking, you know, there was so much grief and anger, obviously, completely justified. But he turned around and said, when this line of questioning came out again, that yes, it is justified to use, you know, what you need to do to end occupation. But what's not okay is freedom fighters going around killing people. And for me, and of course I'm really aware we will all have our own opinions on this, for me that was such a profound display of nuance in a topic which is not getting nuance. And I found it so inspiring to see somebody be able to hold two really powerful truths whilst grieving so much and having so much, I'm actually tearing up a little thinking about it, so much justified anger. And for me that was a really important message, that no matter how polarised things get, There is always room for nuance, and there is always room for empathy. And I think actually, even taking it out of the context of Palestine and Israel, this week, you know, I'm filming this on the 2nd of July. We go to the polls in 2 days' time. I think we all need to keep hold of that message, that there is room for nuance and there is room for empathy. Yeah, it's relevant in my mind for all of us. But that's a bit of a, I think that actually has a lot of hope to it, but it came from quite a serious place. So I'm not going to flash back to 2019. And I'm going to tell another story, and it's going to be emotional. Sorry, guys. But so I made no bones about being queer, but for much of my youth, I say youth, I mean my 20s, I felt very invalid using terms like bisexual or sapphic or queer or whatever, because it was like, well, do I like women enough? Which is nuts now I think about it, because I'm like, I actually like women like a lot, probably more than men, but I just managed to talk myself into this hole of, oh, but you have a long-term partner who's a man, so you can't possibly, and blah blah blah. And you know, some of that is internal and some of it comes from externally. You know, I've never missed an opportunity to talk about how damaging biphobia is from within the queer community. And you know, I've been on dating sites and seen lesbians who say, oh, they don't date bi women. And it's like, hang on a minute, so I've got to have the credentials, but you won't give me the credentials. Help, what do I do? But yeah, there is a point to this. And the point is that when I saw Years and Years set in 2019, I was stood in a field completely by myself, and no one knew me. No one knew my story. No one knew my excuses. Pardon me, my excuses, my reasonings and so forth. And I just stood there and yeah, I'm queer as all heck. And I just accepted myself and have done ever since. It was a really, really, really profound thing for me. And that for me is the crux of what makes Glastonbury so great. Because you go to Glastonbury and whatever baggage you're bringing, whatever layers of stuff life puts on you, you know, you might want to call that masking, you might call that stress, anxiety, whatever, and they're all probably valid, but you get there and you tap into the most essential, pure part of you when you're there. And I think that is the thing which makes people become so obsessed and to go back and to go back and to go back. And what's the message in that? The message in that is that that person is in there, they're real, they deserve love and nurturing, and they deserve a voice, even in day-to-day life. Yeah, that's a hard message to articulate. It's more a feeling. It's when I can feel that deep down me, beyond all of the other stuff. And I get to take that out into the rest of the world. And that is the best goddamn feeling. That's the best goddamn feeling. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up. Ask me anything there. We got deep tonight, guys. We got deep. Christ. But there is a lot of depth to it. And that is the kind of thing I want to talk about. You know, there's stuff on at Glasto that's not just things that are on TV, but it's also an incredibly emotive and powerful experience. I think even if you are just a head down southeast corner, party till 6 a.m, go to sleep, rinse, repeat, I still think you're going to be somebody who has profound experiences, because I think that is the nature of the beast. So yeah, let's leave it there. Let's wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for putting up with all of it, if you have done. I'm going back to coaster content. I'm sorry, guys, but I am. It's where the love really is. But I'm so glad that I was able to share this all with you. Thank you so much for coming along with me. And of course, it's the usual things. Please like, comment, subscribe, etc. Comments especially mean the absolute world to me. I just love hearing people's thoughts and reflections and knowing that they got something from my content. So yeah. Until next time, guys. Peace. And love. And I don't know what we do for unity. That feels a bit much. But, you know, peace, love, unity, all the good vibes.